Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we are looking at Gatekeeper. This is a action roguelite that just came out a few days ago, maybe last week. It is actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot when we played it way back in the demo, I believe. So it is out full now. This is a full release, so if you like the gameplay you see here, I've linked to the Steam page in the description. I think they're still doing stuff with the game too, though. Like there's still, I think, some roadmap stuff. If you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Now, real quick overview, the meta-progression, your database is the amount of stuff you've unlocked, which as you can tell, I've got about a third here. I've seen most of the monsters except for this. This dude I've just recently met that guy. And then like the gatekeepers, I have a few ones to do some more quests on. She's actually really interesting. All the characters do play very different. I will tell you a little tip on that real quick though. This guy really has some synergy, and he's melee, and normally I say the easiest would be ranged, but I've actually found the base starter guy is really good, and this second melee guy is really good. All these things you can unlock in here, they all have a cost, so when you're over here and you haven't unlocked them like I have, they have a cost of there we go. So this is going to cost 3 if I wanted to unlock that at the moment, and we get those during our run. Now we're actually going to just jump right in here, okay? We're going to take this guy because I've been having bad luck with him. He's basically all melee on his main attack, but the rest of this stuff does some distance damage. This is amazing. But yeah, these guys are all pretty good. The first two I found actually to be kind of my favorites for it. So jumping in, this guy is just your basic guy. Now this game is going to remind you a lot of like Risk of Rain 2, but I like the way it's, instead of being kind of, Risk of Rain 2 always felt a little close over the shoulder for me. And I do sometimes get like motion sick from games when they do that. So it's kind of something I pay attention to. This one's a little more pulled back, a little more action roguelite, but it's still having that same sort of, this is a free artifact, by the way. The minimap, basically, this is very similar to Risk of Rain 2, but in a slightly more action RPG formula. Ooh, I cannot speak. We need 70 for that. So what we're going to do is, in this game, I find it really, I went the wrong way. When you see whatever your objective is, if you can do that objective, just rush to start it. And the reason I do that is, while I could be grabbing cash, you do have a very Risk of Rain-like thing where you have a time. We're going to grab this before we started, because that's another free one. That's the hand icon on the map. Minimap will actually absolutely save you in this game because it tells you where basically everything is. I do wish I could figure out a way to bring it up as a larger map, but I have not found that yet. Now, if you look down here, we actually have a couple of abilities, and these skill, and you need to kind of know that because there's a whole set of items that work with this skill 1, skill 2. Some items work with just one. I like our little discus there. This guy being your kind of standard, he kind of becomes easy to play because he just has a really good range. The last character I unlocked, that one on the very end on mine with the crystal, he'll have like some crystal looking things on him. He's really good. He was very fun to play. I was doing that. I was going through that one. That little thumper is kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen one before. I gotta go back here so I can figure out where the other ones are. All right. Oh, there was one right there. That's funny. But yeah, the game has that same sort of like time management. As the time goes on, it is going to start getting harder and harder and harder, and more things will spawn. Now, this game has in my opinion, a lot of really cool things that make it actually different from Risk of Rain 2. So it's not like a clone. And a lot of it has to do with like the way your level ups work, the way your evolutions right there. By the way, there is a achievement for not leveling up in. I wish I could kill you. For not leveling up in a level, like not actually using any of your evolutions, which is perfectly doable with almost all the characters at I keep forgetting to hit sprint. Shift is something you really do need to sprint in this game, and you want to, because there's a lot of things that work around it as a concept. So There's some cool stuff. I had one earlier run tonight that was okay. Let's get that boomerang out there. We need to not be getting shot so much. Okay, now if you'll notice, by having done that, we got a bunch of money now, which is down here, and now we can kind of grab us a couple things up here on the sale, and these are all just the costs down here. So by doing our objectives, we're saving time, which is going to keep our difficulty lower, and then we still get the money because we're being attacked while doing objectives, and we do those things. This is if you have that last guy that I had, any of the on skill hits are crazy good with him. We're gonna go with health regen because I like to regen. Life is definitely better than none. All right, these blue things are actually just money, so if you see them, definitely think about grabbing them. I'm gonna grab these two, and then we're gonna break out of this place. All right, we're gonna take this because anything. I find this game definitely, if you can get, okay, let's see, fireballs okay, yeah, I just unlocked this. I was really hoping I would get to see it. So cool. Oh, that is cool. I like it. Okay, so now we have fireballs orbiting us. They have some little buddies, like little guys that you can do that are. Oh, we should just spread past these guys. They have some these little like synthetic buddies that fly around you, or you create them, and I think it's a really interesting system. Like the way that these each have upgrades, and at certain points you'll be able to upgrade at certain points in your leveling. You'll be able to upgrade the. This guy's one of the guys. He has a vicious AoE. Like, oh my god. Ow. He has so much AoE. Alright, let's see if we're taking him down at a decent space. If not, we can do the upgrade. I prefer not to do my upgrades in the run, because in between levels, your time is frozen. So if you're pushing for a lower time, one of the things you'll want to do is, like, if you're, think of it like Risk of Rain. If you want to get your loops started, you're going to, oh yeah, okay, that explains one thing. And my brain just clicked on one of the mechanics here, and I bet you I know how it works now. Okay, let's get that, let's get our little boomerang out here. There we go. Bosses always drop one of these, and it gives you usually a pretty good ability. Haha, hey! Remember I was saying that I was hoping we get this item? We just got the item that I was hoping for. Always nice. All right, let's go. Let's take this guy out, because we already shot him a few times. Ow, jerk. All right, and we'll go over here. And this game has co-op. And I actually really like that. Like I said, like the way it's set up and the way it does the fun mechanics of Risk of Rain with also a bunch of things to sort of differentiate itself. In this area, we're paused. Time does not move. So, the first thing I do, just because I always need money, is I go grab it around here. There's usually a couple of hundred worth across the map here. And, oh yeah, so the item we just got, if you check out we now drop meteors when we sprint. So now when we're going fast, we blow things up. I really like the way some of these things work. All right, so in between levels, you have this obelisk right here does cursed things that does you very big bonuses, with also some very hard things. I don't know what this is yet. It requires the Metaprogression currency, so I'm still getting a lot of my unlocks done. So I don't have any idea what that thing is. And then over here is one of the cooler systems that I like. Now, these are item sets, and each of these item sets has an effect on what they do. And there's 3 different levels. It looks like there's 4 with the 0%. Well, the 0% seems a little weird, but oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, no, that's where it's triggering. Okay, so yeah, so you can basically activate 3 of these things, and they each do slightly different stuff. If you have all of these artifacts in your thing, and if you look at your artifact right at the bottom, you can actually see what that is. So let's see. That's probably what we'll get. We have 700. Let's do our level ups here, our evolutions. And these are your more basic stats, and then also your upgrades for these every couple of levels. So for us, I'm going to go attack speed. Attack speed on him is really good. Let's get ourselves a little regen. I will get us another regen here. Probably won't need that on skill hit. We don't really do a lot of skill hits on him as much. We do, but not as much as the other guy does. On skill, I think we'll just kind of go for this. That works. And by the way, real quick, you can also upgrade any of your... You can unlock things mid-run. You don't have to be out of the run to come over and unlock something. So we can just... Bap. And that also is where you can go in and you can say, this doesn't drop in my run. And customize that sort of thing. So it's the system is very open. Hold on 1 second. All right. So yeah, the general theme seems to be like that similar experience with some slightly different upgrade systems built around it. And again, it's the whole Risk of Rain like formula is a really good formula because the time-based difficulty increases make it so it's a little... You have to think about what you're doing. Are you going to go over here? Like, we know... Let's say we get over here, Risk of Rain, similar. You're over here, and you're going to choose, like, okay, do I have enough money? If I don't have enough money, am I going to wait here and farm for this real quick? Just because I know I'm not coming backwards? The enemy will receive damage. Oh, just at full health, though. Increase health regen. This one's good. I need to figure out what this last one... Triad of Fractal. I need to figure out what the last one is and do some of that, looking into stuff like that. This right here, this set right here is probably one of the strongest sets you can get in the beginning. The blue pill plus these two spiky things, and we will definitely get those. And I'll show you why I think it's that strong when we do. We do have a little bit of money, so what we can do is kind of jump down here real quick. Tempting, but I think I'm actually going to go with the amount of life. And since these are under, we can basically, I'm grabbing these because we have, ooh, very nice. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Let's see how I get to this one. I think I can get right around here. Maybe, yeah. Since we have so much money, we can easily grab these three over here and not have to come back this way. And basically, like I said, it becomes like Risk of Rain at that point. Like you're judging whether or not you have the time versus the upgrades you would like to manage to get out with. So yeah. See, I have so many of these set pieces that are just in the middle and just missing stuff right there. This game I have found definitely wants you to have some defense. Regen, life stuff. There's a lot of AoE. There's a lot of stuff that'll land right on top of you. And it can be pretty painful. Okay, I'm going to take you out, sir, because I don't want you here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, I actually really liked the game when it was in the I'm pretty sure it was a demo form. It might have been some early access to it. And I did play it a little bit, but I didn't play it that much because I actually really wanted to play at this point when it was on release and the content is there and you can sit there and kind of play and just zone out to the thing. All right, how much money did we made? A lot of money on that one. That character with the you'll recognize him because he has a big old projectile that's a crystal, and he's like the third to last character I want to say. Ooh, big old. Ooh, we have that. Do we have that? No. Okay. All right. Now this right here actually will show up in the in between areas as well. And whatever this is, you can actually like melt down enough of these to build this if you want. And it does, it allows you to get sometimes stack up a couple of things if you have a bunch of artifacts that aren't really useful for your build. We've had so much luck on getting like money that this run is just going super good. I say now. These are cool. Each of these skills. So I think this is going to give us a second dash. And that is pretty neat. And like I said, you definitely want to, if possible, be doing objectives instead of fighting for any amount of money. We're just going to run because those meteorites that we're dropping do so much damage. Hey, we got it. Yeah. Oh, you can collect all of these boxes before you collect, before you even turn one in. All right. We're gonna get. I would get so many kills with those. There we go. Ooh, now we got another one. Let me go check that box over there real quick. I would get so many kills because that the meteors coming down would just be hitting the guys that were behind me. It was so funny. I was just destroying everything just by running next to it. I think I had like 5 stacks of the meteor on it. I was like, yeah. Let's go grab our box here. Aww. There's some pretty funny there's an achievement for doing the wrong box like too many times. Like 3 in a row picking the wrong box. All right, look at us. We got a lot of XP for that. A lot of XP. All right, let's go. All right, this guy is kind of a. He's probably the first character where you really get like a sense of like the difficulty level of. I wonder if there's. I haven't checked. I haven't actually. Should look and see if there's higher difficulty levels. I think that the thing that I haven't pressed the button for, and we'll do that at the end of this run. Hopefully, we'll get the whole run in there. That would be preferred. I would love to have the whole run in here. I need you guys to not be on my toes. We're just having a little problems getting to him because everybody and their mother over here is. I don't have this. There's one thing this character doesn't have very well, and it's actually made up for by one of the item sets, in my opinion. Is this character does not have a lot of like crowd clear. You have the discus, but it only really hits about 5 things. So you need something with him that does good crowd clear. There's a couple different things you can get for that. But the easiest one, in my opinion, is getting the one of the AoE things. I see them very early in my runs almost every time. Okay, I don't really want him to be powered up by that guy. And we would also like to not die. Yeah, so might. Okay, let's go for cooldown. Okay. Go with regen. Damage to burning, guaranteed to ignite. Okay, let's let. I did this last time, so we're gonna do this. Health regen. Yes, we will get that. Base damage though goes up. Base damage goes up. Okay, so he's now. Oh, that burning does some. That burning's good. Oh, I think I was on the wrong side of that one. Alright, we should be done with him in just a second. It would have been a little smoother had I just done the evolutions before. Like, because the time still ticks when you're doing the evolutions, that's why enemies health drop. Below 50 creates an incendiary. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Alright, I want to make sure I grab our token here. Okay, let's shoot these guys. And let's get out. Yeah, the whole game, like I said, I had a lot of fun playing it. So far, I think I'm gonna have to check to see what all is in there that I haven't seen all of, because I'm sure there's some things that I've missed. I really love that meteorite one. It is so good. It actually makes it so easy to just like run from objective to objective. It will make your run just crazy amounts easier. All right, let's see if we got any more money down here. Sometimes there's money down here, too. All right. Let's see what we got. We got a yellow pill. Adrenaline damage. Oh, you know what? We have that much, so let's definitely do that. And then I think I'm a little tempted to grab the crit damage. Which I think we will. Okay, so Now let's do our level ups, and we will get to the next area. Damage. Damage. Someday. This will be nice, because usually it's like between 3 and 5 so far in most of the items that I've unlocked. So we're getting a decent amount of currency, too. Yeah, I think most of my runs, which we might not go the whole run depending on how slow I am being. I found, and actually I had a comment from someone about me. It's seeming like I was in a hurry, like basically about me losing my place and things. And I think I'm actually doing it worse now, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, see that anything on skill hit with that second, I think he's like the third or fourth to last guy, is just crazy good. You always want to look out for these ones that are hand though, because that's just going to give you something for free. But yeah, I think I'm actually a little okay. So I realized I don't like I'm not tired because I got that CPAP machine and I'm actually sleeping. And they gave me a thing that's helping me stay asleep, because that was always one of my problems. Okay, so basically these threes are going to give you a damage aura. But the cool thing about these is they feed each other. So the one gives you damage and the other one increases all damage within a certain radius. The radius is 8, which is just slightly and you'll see it when we take this. The thing is, it gives you, this is why the melee guy works so well too, by the way. Because what it gives you is it gives you the ability to have him, anything that's right next to you starts taking they all start taking the damage, and they can't, you're getting a multiplier on everything. Like the vast majority of your damage is getting a multiplier, and it is very nice. He just ran off. I've never seen them do that before. Oh, he's back. Okay. So yeah, I think I have to adjust to not being tired all the time. So like normally what I do is I kind of have an idea of the things. If I've spent enough time with the game, if I'm playing a demo, you're just seeing kind of whatever's happened to me at that time. But if I'm doing a game like this, where it's a full release, I usually have played it for a number of hours to make sure that I think that it's a fun game. In the case of some games, like yesterday's game, it would be very difficult for me to, if I hadn't figured out a way to make progression easier, it would have been hard to say, because that, hey guys, play this game, because you could end up with like me, where it took me over 10 hours to get like really digging into what I would say would be like the halfway mark of the progression, and the way it's presented, because you had the first boss's third level unlocks your first character, and that boss's level is extremely hard. So it was like, but then I found a nice, easy way to make that sort of work better, and so sometimes I need a little bit more time with the games, and I'll end up with a list of things that I want to talk about. On kill, leave a weakening cloud, we might do that. Skill hit on full, launches a projectile. But that's only full health. Piercing projectile, that's still that other guy. I think we go with that. So basically my brain is working faster than I'm used to my brain working, which is not fantastic. And I end up losing my place a lot, because I'll have like a mental sort of list of like things that I really liked about the game that I want to talk about, or things that I think will help people play the game a little bit easier, stuff like that. And we have to clear the passageway here just a little bit. Let's get a little stiff over here. All right, let's go. Let's do that. And then we go second one, and then that. Oh yeah, that does a nice combo. Okay, let's do it. We will need, let's go movement speed. Yeah, but so basically my brain is coming up with topics faster than I can kind of adequately word them at this point. And that's also why yesterday's video was kind of like, it's like it's a hard to describe setup, but when you played the game you'd understand. Yeah, I think I was, it's a hard, like I said, it's a hard to describe setup, it's not a hard to use setup. So it was just one of those where it was like, that wasn't what the person was talking about, but that was something that I was noting as I was getting done with the video, was like it's a little not perfect in my description. Yeah. And so, you know, sometimes I was thinking about it though, because, you know, obviously I want to make things better. I don't want to sound, I don't want to not sound like I know what I'm talking about when I'm. So I just kind of need to, I need to be, I think what I need to do is start, you get off the cuff me, even during the ones where I have 10 hours, 15 hours. You're hearing what I'm saying while I'm playing that game. I don't do like post recordings for any of that stuff. It's just because this channel was actually supposed to be a secondary channel originally, compared to what the original was, which was it was going to be my cooking channel. And I need to restart my cooking channel. I really like that, doing those types of videos. They're a little more intricate. And so this was supposed to be sort of my relaxed version of YouTube over here. So what I do is, like a lot of times with you just hear what I'm thinking at the time, and I need to write down on a notepad like a couple of things. So that way if when I'm doing it, I could possibly be like, oh yeah, okay, now what I was saying, usually I can get right back to it. And it's like, oh yeah, because of this, and then sometimes though lately it's been a little harder, and I think it is, like I said, that my brain's working at a slightly higher clock speed than my descriptions can get through. So always trying to improve. Always. Oh, it did the thing again too. It updated a driver that it wasn't supposed to update again, and turned undisabled every single microphone on my computer. And I have 3 microphones. 4 if you count the. Okay, so I have a headset microphone that's disabled. I have a microphone that is built into, oh god, I don't remember what peripheral it is. Second skill gets an additional charge. We'll get that again. It does a lot of damage, so yeah, it's just kind of one of those, yeah, we got a whole other area, so I think we'll probably actually do it here. So I think it takes about, I want to say it takes about 38 minutes per run. I think 32 to 38 minutes, so which isn't too far away, but I think since we have an entire level to go, we'll just call it over here. But yeah, so it's like my brain's thinking a little faster than I can adequately communicate, and I have to not slow down the thinking, but actually write down some things on notes, just incorporate something to make it a little more coherent. There's an achievement that I really need to get, that is get your attack speed to 200. So yeah, there is a ton of content in this game, and it is very fun, and I am going to go render this and upload it so that I can come back and play this while I wait eagerly for Battlefield 6. Oh, this game looks good for me. I really like the way it looks so far. I'm a big Battlefield fan, so anyhow, this has been Gatekeeper. It is out. Again, I'll have a link to the Steam page in the description if you want to try this. If you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, like. I said that at the beginning. If you want to help, if you enjoy the video, I do hope you come back for the next one. See? Scatterbrain. And, as always, most of all, have a great day.